Money on my mind, gotta hustle and grind. Financial literacy always on my mind. I'm stacking knowledge, no time to waste. Gotta invest smart, gotta keep up the pace. I'm reading books, learning all the tricks, studying the market, making calculated picks.
What is good, everyone? It's your boy, Reckless Ray Dinero. We are back at it again for another episode of Crypto Portfolio Updates. Obviously, you're knee-deep into the content. If you started watching this week, I do not drop every day. The first of the month, we do the monthly updates. We got our financial update, which is encompassing our overall financial outlook. The pictures, that's where we do the net worth, savings percentage for the previous month, little conversation about all the metrics that we record monthly. Actually, not all the metrics that I record, but all the ones that I think are important that I believe everyone should be recording, especially if you're part of the Wolf Pack. There's no reason you don't know your net worth, how much you saved, what your savings percentage was for the previous month, how much income you made collectively the previous month, because over here we're high yield dividend degenerates. We are getting money out of crypto, and your credit score. These are all important things. Yes, even your credit score is important. If it's low, make sure it's improving. It's not necessarily so that you can have a solidified number and be like, my credit score is 820. It's so that we can use it. So like once my credit score starts cresting about 800, free money starts rolling in, and we can deploy capital to purchase investments, not things. Now, we also do our portfolio update, which is not the Robinhood portfolio, which I have as a weekly because we're watching the growth of that portfolio as we started from scratch and the moves that we're making over in there. The primary portfolio, the income portfolio. We do a breakdown of that. We show the receipts. We give the context. We talk about the moves that we're making, moves that we've made, what we're looking at, where I'm feeling like we're going. And right now, all things are going in the right direction. And then, obviously, so that's Monday and Tuesday. And then on Saturday, because you guys are catching this on Hump Day, so this is your Wednesday show. On Saturday, the first week of the month, the first full week, not the first of. Now, if the first lands on a Monday, guess what? That's the first full week. It just gives me less time to crunch numbers. But Saturdays, we're doing Debt Crusher, which is me tracking it was $32,000. We're at about 28. I believe that we're going to be at probably about 29 moving forward, going into August. But those shows, I would start tapping in. If you're not tapped into that, it's going to get really interesting starting in August because we are unleashing the hounds on the debt. We hit our metrics for our Misty holding position, which is phase one of the income portfolio. That's just phase one. But that position is solidified. So now we are releasing those dividends predominantly around 60% of them. Definitely over 50. That's just going to just take chunks out of this debt every month moving forward, which is going to be awesome. I'm excited about it. We're going to, we got to see me go through the months where it went up, went down, went up, went down. And, people are like, what are you doing? Well, you're about to see what I was doing live, documented month over month. And that's going to be super exciting. Secondly, and then obviously tomorrow we'll have our bag talk episode. We are going to do some conversating tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. And yeah, that's basically what we got going. I want to make sure you guys hit the like on the way in. If you have been here more than twice or have liked or think you might be interested in what we're doing over here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and formally join the Wolf Pack. That's what we call ourselves over here because Wolf Pack just sounds better than a pack of wild dogs, but we hunt like wild dogs, which means that we have a very high success rate when we are going in for those financial kills. Last but not least, for my Wolf Pack people, share the premiere in your guys' algorithm, share the episode in your guys' algorithm. Always always a great thing to have more people be exposed to the content. Gets me out in the algorithm, and hopefully eventually one day we get to 500 subs, so that way we can get that tier 1 monetization going. I can get a few shekels coming in over here. Let's go ahead and jump on into it. We're going to go ahead and do the breakdown, and then we're going to have a little conversation. So I got to make myself a micro machine down here in the corner. First and foremost, we want to give a shout out to CoinGecko for this wealth of information. And let's go ahead and jump right into it. Bitcoin at the time of this recording, which is Tuesday, July 8th in the evening time, Bitcoin is sitting at 108,810. $108,810. Pretty awesome. That puts Bitcoin dominance at 63%. Ethereum dominance is down. Well, it's actually up, but it's at 9.17% with gas fees at 0.22 Gwei, which, hey, might be some good time to get some transaction in on Ethereum if you're using Ethereum. Let's keep on moving to the top trending coins. At number 1, we have Toncoin. At number 2, we have Bitcoin. And at number 3, we have Taurus. Oh my goodness. You guys are finally getting the picture. You guys are finally, it always comes around. All roads lead to Rome, Rome being Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a hurdle rate. You should be educating yourself about Bitcoin. You should be getting some Bitcoin. That's not financial advice. That's just some dude on the internet. But what if this thing catches on? I mean, it's already caught on, but, go ahead and take your L. You've been wrong the last 15 years. And I would probably go where the ball's going, because even at $108,000, we are still early. Moving on, we're going to go ahead and jump right into these top gainers. Let's see here. So we'll get the top 5. And I hope that everybody gets to be on this first list for sure at some point. Gosh, it's got some, some old tokens are coming back into the conversation, which is cool. We're starting off with the top 5 gainers in the last 24 hours. At number 1, we have at rank 660 Treasure Token with a gain of 47.6%. At number 2, with a gain of with a rank of 987, Altcoin with a gain of 37.7% in the last 24 hours. At number 3, we have it ranked 211, Meme Core with a gain of 34.9%. At number 4, at a rank of 794, we have Ammo Coin with a gain of 35.1%. And last but not least, at rank 290, we have Banana for Scale with a gain of 29.2%. Moving on over to the top 5 losers in the last 24 hours. Hopefully, if you end up on this list, which I hope and pray that you don't. But if you do, I hope this is a healthy retracement, something that you're looking at that might be giving you a good entry point. Definitely hope you're not holding an L on this. But let's get into it. At number 1, we have it ranked 740. We got Baby Boom Token with a loss of 44.7%. At number 2, at rank 813, we have Imogen Network with a loss of 44.1% in the last 24 hours. At number 3, we have at rank 902, Bonk Level Savior with a loss of 24.6% in the last 24 hours. At number 4, we have it ranked 274, Useless Coin with a loss of 18.9% in the last 24 hours. And last but not least, at rank 726, we have Hosiko Cat with a loss of 15.7% in the last 24 hours. Now, oh, hold on, I'm going to open this up. What are we doing here? Oh, they've changed up the layout on this. This is cool. Oh, geez. Hold on. Oh, Lord. Okay. I gotcha. Okay. Goodness gracious. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Before we jump in, Jiminy Christmas, this was a lot of work. For on the day, we are up 1.5% in the bull run portfolio. And that leaves us at a loss of 22.8% for the bull run portfolio. We are just getting cooked over here. This portfolio is so cooked that we are in salvage mode and have been for some time now. And this just goes to show, because Bitcoin is doing exceedingly well. And while I do have a few positions that are doing exceedingly well in this portfolio, the losses do not outgain the wins, which is one of the reasons that I tell people use a minute portion of your portfolio for altcoins. All roads lead to Rome. Rome is Bitcoin. This is the reason I only have 3 things that I'm legitimately long. And depending on how this bull run plays out and where we see ourselves once the cycle gets to going, which we're going to be talking about here in a little bit, there's a good chance of condensation into just Bitcoin, because, the numbers speak for themselves. Bitcoin, baby. It's what it is. I've got some stuff that's performing really well, but most of it, we got cooked when we had that drawback. We had a 30% crash, and it just destroyed, it lambasted everything. 30% was basically 50, 60% in alts or worse. And some of it was worse, much worse. So that's the risk you take when you play the game. That's why you play with, well, for me, house money. And you play with a little bit of house money. You don't put all the house money in, because other opportunities, which we did execute on successfully. Let's go ahead and jump through this top 10 here. We have at number 1, Solana, SOL. At number 2, Thorwallet DEX, TGT. At number 3, we have Ethereum, ETH. At number 4, we have Aave, AAVE. At number 5, we have Superverse, SUPER. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's number 6. We've got Jupiter Perpetual Liquidity Provider Token, JLP, always a mouthful. At number 7, we have Radium, RAY. At number 8, we have Injective, INJ. At number 9, we have Akash Network, AKT. And last but not least, at number 10, we have Avalanche, AVAX. Moves that we're looking at making, we might be trimming out this Thorwallet DEX position. Not because of the performance, because it's performing exceedingly well, but because it's no longer paying exceedingly well. We'll keep an eye on it. I kind of wanted to ride this out because this is one of the positions that I'm actually up quite a bit on through the bull run, but I honestly don't like stagnant money, and I could definitely reallocate that at minimum into Bitcoin, but we'll see. We will see. I'm waiting until a little bit later in the month to do my DeFi cash out. I do have some cash sitting on this position waiting to be redistributed. But yeah, we'll see what we can do with that. 'Cause I mean, even transferring it over into something else that pays better at this point could be a good idea. I don't know. I've seen it at very low payout rates, and it does fluctuate. So we might just wait. We'll see. We'll see. And yeah, that's basically the only thing that I'm looking at right now. Everything else I'm kind of in a holding pattern because this is stuff that I want to hold on to. I do have some farms that I need to check on to see how they're doing, to see if they're within range or if I need to go ahead and put them back within range. But again, that's a we'll see. Overall, we're just letting it ride. This portfolio, I mean, honestly, for me with altcoins, with the tools that I have available now, this might be my last altcoin bull run. Like, I might, like, moving forward, we're just going to be talking about stuff that is going to be lasting because this is me gambling. This is me making plays for the bull run, and it's looking now. And I'm saying this obviously sitting in last July, the last bull run that we had, halving cycle July, we were doing a lot more numbers in the altcoins than what we're doing right now. We'll see what this bull run looks like because I believe that we're going to get another one of these, or this could be the new standard. And if it's going to drag like this, there are other plays that we have available now because most of my altcoin forays were to generate income. We have multitudes of tools to generate income now. And with that, it's like I don't need to do all this work because this is actually more work than me managing those income portfolios and dealing with high yield dividends. We're gambling and trying to make income out of the gamble while also trying to not lose money. So for me, this is just so much more work. There's so much more work involved that it's just I don't want to do this if I don't have to per se, because the payoff, we'll see what this looks like. But thus far, the payoff has been negligible, and I could just be in 4 coins right now, to be honest. Maybe 5. Actually, I don't know. I think I could be in like 6. I don't even have a top 10. This portfolio moving forward, my altcoin portfolios and like the crypto portfolio update will be condensed down into, we'll be either converting over to like my Bitcoin, the drive to get to the 1.33 Bitcoin. So that way we can leverage it and start using that as a debt tool to fund investment over on Strike, and maybe a little conversation about Ethereum. But and maybe a couple of these other little nondescript positions that I've got. But I mean, tracking an entire portfolio and having all these coins in it, moving forward, unless something magical happens this run with the altcoins, probably won't be happening again. And, I'm hoping that something magical happens with the altcoins because I would like to convert as much as possible over into Bitcoin over onto Strike. So that way I can get that second Bitcoin. I just need it. Like I need it now. Like there's so many opportunities and I'm not able to execute on them because capital restraints, and I'm not an unwillingness to move the Bitcoin that I have in cold storage because I'm not going to do that. So let's jump in and have this conversation. This is the calm before the storm. And I say that because I'm looking at the news cycle and we're sitting at 108,000 and people are mad because we're not at 110,000. And if we go down to 107,000 or 105,000 or 104,000, people freak out. And that's how I know this is the calm before the storm, because this is like that bubbling. Like the energy is just crazy because I'm excited. I'm like, hey, we're printing higher lows on Bitcoin. We are doing everything that we need to do from a numbers perspective. There's massive buying going on. It's obvious that we're being kept within a certain range. And I'm seeing articles that are like Bitcoin's having trouble breaking through 110,000. I'm like, oh God. Like, it's all the FOMO articles. Hey, you're about to lose money. Bitcoin's going to zero. Is it dead? It dropped to 107. Like, we were not, like, it was like a few weeks ago that we were in the 90s. Remember when we were talking about how great it was going to be in all those celebrations when Bitcoin broke 100,000 for the first time? And now we're complaining that we're at 108. We closed the day at 108. Having been here for a few weeks, it's just really interesting. I mean, it's definitely different from the other bull runs that I've personally experienced. It seems like it's dragging out. There's a lot of institutional buying. I don't understand why we're at 108, and it is frustrating to be at 108 when we have this much buying, this much good news, this much positive activity, and somehow the price isn't going where logically you would think it is. But if there's enough people selling off to keep the price within a range, so be it. That's fine. They're throwing their future away to go get a Corvette or a Lambo or something right now, which is fine. That's fine. Bitcoin doesn't need them. It doesn't need you either. Doesn't need me either. But this is when I'm getting excited. This is the calm before the storm. This is where they shake out the people that are trying to get rich next Tuesday and not looking, 5-10 years down the road. The people that don't have the foresight are the ones who are selling their coins to get something now. Over time, everything is becoming cheaper in Bitcoin if priced in Bitcoin. So for me, there's no reason to sell, especially if I can leverage it. We're trying to acquire more Bitcoin. As soon as this debt is paid off, we're going to be buying Bitcoin in at least the largest quantities that I've ever personally bought it. Going to be good chunk, because we're setting up a flywheel to where we can continue to build up the income, because I do personally have an income problem. Namely, I don't have enough of it. So we are going to fix that. Also, when you're trying to replace your job, you have to factor that in. And I do factor in continuing to invest, because I am retiring early, which means that, like, if you retire early and you have to eat your portfolio, you're probably not staying retired. We're trying to not have to go to work. Like, if I choose to go to work, totally different conversation, but I don't want to have to go. So the premise here is we are building something similar to what MicroStrategy has going, except for I don't have the ability to just indefinitely continue raising funds and leveraging yet. So for me, as someone who's working class, making under 6 figures, out here, average Joe, blue collar, I have to have that additional income, at least in the onset. And then as we transition over to a small portion of that income, I want a lot of excess income to continue funding my investments, to continue investing, to continue managing portfolios. And, I guess that would count as a job. I'm a personal fund manager. I'm managing my funds, and like, that'll be my job. I don't know. But the premise is, I don't want to have to go back to work. I don't want to have to continue going to work. I want it to be a decision. And in order for that to be a decision, we've got to fix the income. So that's why we're not just going straight to the source and just buying up a bunch of Bitcoin to go ahead and get that in there. Because if I spent all my money, I wouldn't be able to get to a whole Bitcoin. Like, I still need additional income. So we're building, I like to say, building the ship as you're sailing it. We're going to clear the debt. Once the debt's cleared, then we're going to continue hashing that money out and reinvesting and continuing to do those things. But our Bitcoin purchases will be going through the roof for me at that point. That's what I got for you guys today. That's my thoughts, what I'm feeling, what I'm planning on doing. Tap in with me down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. I'm pretty excited. I know that it's boring right now. I know that we're getting a lot of clickbaity articles about Bitcoin not doing what it needs to do or having issues going up. It doesn't have issues going up. The issues going up are large institutions, and they're not having to purchase on exchange. They're purchasing over the counter. They're purchasing OTC. So as to not drive the price up, because why would they want to buy at a higher price? Like, that's crazy. So they're gonna soak up all the OTC, and until they do that, this is where we're gonna be. We're gonna be in ranges. That shouldn't affect you, because the longer we sit in these ranges, the more opportunities we have to buy sub $110,000 Bitcoin. That's a win. So hope you guys are having a good Wednesday. Middle of the week for some of you. It's my Thursday, because Thursday is my Friday, which is awesome. So, for those of you who have to work all the way through to Friday or longer, you're halfway through the week. It is not too late to make a pivot should you need to. This is your boy Reckless Ray Dinero. Don't forget to hit that like button. If you've been here more than twice, now you can make an educated decision. You are at the end of the episode. If you do like what we're doing over here, go ahead and formally join the Wolf Pack by clicking that subscribe button and then hitting the bell notification next to the subscribe button and turn all notifications on. That's the gateway into the Wolf Pack. There's always room for more to join, because we're not trying to get rich over here by ourselves, because there's no honor in that. Lastly, for my Wolf Pack family, if you have not shared the video, now's when you need to do that. Till next time, people, it's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
Money on my mind, yeah. Focus, got no time for games, nah. I don't blame it, I'm all about that financial literacy. Investing in my future, building generational wealth. Dollar bills, they be calling my name, but I ain't chasing fame, I'm chasing change. Learn the game, now I'm playing it smart. Putting my money to work, it's an art. I'm stacking paper, building my own empire. No more living check to check, I'm getting higher. Investing in stocks, real estate, and more. Gotta secure the bag, that's what I came for.